Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Obito took Naruto Part 5. Last time we left off with Team 7 getting attacked, and Sasuke is out, so he's being carried by Tsuki to a tree to rest. Well, there was a massive tree in the middle of the forest, and they were just resting there. And then, while that was happening, the sound for attack, and Tsuki was ready to fight, but she was running out of chakra because of the last fight against Orochimaru. Sakura was just there useless. Sasuke was out cold, so yeah, the fight ain't gonna be easy because he's a 3v1 against Tsuki. And the Sound 4 actually want to fight Tsuki as well. Well, not the Sound 4, sorry, the Sound Ninja. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I'm very sorry. The Sound Ninja actually want to fight Tsuki and and Sasuke. Jeez, I am messing up my script. And yeah, so Tsuki gets ready. She's like, alright then, let's fight. And just saying, Tsuki knows she kinda knows the flying rage, not perfectly, but it's enough to allow her to actually fight them. But she's running low on chakra, so she can't do it too many times. The fight begins, and Tsuki takes one out straight away. Which is the girl, because Tsuki could tell that the other two were a bit more trickier because of their skills, even though she knows none of them. She just wanted to take one out straight away, and she took the girl out. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. She takes the girl out first because she thinks she's the weakest, and then the one of the Sound 4, you know, the one that Sasuke annihilated his arms, yeah, him, he actually blitzed Tsuki. Tsuki didn't have enough time to react, and she actually got hit. And then the other one was about to punch her in the head, or annihilate her head, until a random shinobi, well, it wasn't really a shinobi, they couldn't tell what it was, but it was just a black figure that came in out of nowhere. And yeah, I don't mean dark skinned, I mean just a black figure. It was like a silhouette of someone, but they couldn't see who it was. He came out of nowhere. He actually knocked the second one out, and basically then Tsuki had enough time to blitz the third one, take his scroll, and say, "You guys leave or I'll kill you." And by this time, the black figure actually left, and yeah, so the Sound Ninjas retreat, well, the last guy, and then Sasuke wakes up with his curse mark. And yeah, just saying, the black figure was actually Naruto. He wasn't wearing his Akatsuki attire. He was wearing a black cloak, just like Sasuke's, but he just looked like a silhouette because of how fast he came in and how fast he left. Yeah, so Sasuke wakes up and attacks Tsuki, which Naruto realizes that Sasuke is in a state of rage, anger or something. He's not fully sure, but he can feel hatred coming from Sasuke. And he comes in the way, and he's like, "Now, what's wrong with you?" And Tsuki recognized this voice. It was the same voice as the guy that teaches her, Kyoya, or and she's like, Kyoya, and I'm pretty sure I gave him the name Kyoya. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I delete the script because my phone has no space. Yes, I'll do all the YouTube thing on my phone. I don't do anything on any other device. Yes, I'm a phone YouTuber. Anyway, Naruto then knocks Sasuke out and says, "No, I'm not Kyoya," and just disappears. And she's like, sure. And Tsuki actually thought that she is actually starting to forget Naruto, because usually Naruto's always on her mind, and he still is, but this time it's not only Naruto, it's Kyoya as well. So she thinks that Naruto won't be holding her back anymore, even though she didn't blame him. It's just that she kept thinking of him. That's why. And to be honest, Naruto wasn't holding her back. it was actually her worrying about Naruto holding her back, but mostly she was increasing her strength because she wants to know where Naruto is and she wants to become stronger to fight the guy, the masked man who took Naruto away. And she has some suspicions that Naruto joined the Akatsuki with the masked man is the other masked man, even though the masked man is Naruto. The other one is called Toby, so technically there is no masked man except for Naruto, and she has suspicions that the masked man is Naruto, and she even got herself a bingo book to find out if Naruto was in it, and she saw the masked man, and yeah, so yeah, I said yeah, so yeah, alright. So Tsuki and Sakura go to the tower, and Sasuke wakes up normally. This time he's like, what happened? And Tsuki's like, Sakura, you explain it to him once we get in. And Tsuki already deciphered the code, and she's like, wait, what? And Tsuki opens it, and Sakura's like, what are you doing? We'll get disqualified. And Tsuki's like, this is what we have to do. And Iruka Sensei actually appeared. He's like, well done, guys. You guys can go in. And Tsuki's like, alright, Iruka Sensei, I'll see you later. And Sakura explained it, and Tsuki actually did tell Kakashi who was in there. And like, well done, guys. And Tsuki said, Kakashi Sensei, can I talk to you for a second? And Kakashi's like, yeah, sure. Because remember, Kakashi actually taught Tsuki the Chidori and everything else, So technically, they have a teacher-student relationship. And yeah, there will be some changes in the future of this team because of some people leaving. But right now, Team 7 is Tsuki, Sasuke and Sakura, if anyone forgot. I'm pretty sure you guys understood anyway. So Tsuki tells Kakashi, and Kakashi's like, yeah, alright, I'll see you later away if it becomes a problem for Sasuke. And Tsuki's like, okay, anyway, I'm gonna go head off. And Kakashi's like, yeah, you have 4 days until the next part of the exam. And Tsuki's like, okay. And she goes off to her home, Naruto's home. And while she was going off to her home, she actually bumps into Kyoya, and Naruto's like, God damn it, I was trying to avoid her, and then look at this. And yeah, Naruto was trying to avoid her because Tsuki already had suspicions about the dark figure being not Kyoya. First, the masked man Naruto, then the the dark figure Kyoya. Anyway, all his plans are getting destroyed. Damn police car. Can't be a bit more silent. Anyway, I'm joking. So yeah, Tsuki is like, why did you help me in the exam? And Naruto's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Tsuki's like, why did you help me? Tell me, Naruto. I mean, Kyoya, sorry, I keep getting confused. And Kyoya's like, alright, I was just looking after you since you are my student, and I knew something was up in the exams because I was spying on the exams, and I saw some suspicious people, but I really couldn't see the other two. And she's at the other two, and then Naruto explains that that snake that attacked you, that guy that bit Sasuke, yeah, he was in a team. I don't know what his teammates were doing. And just saying, those two were just random ninjas from the sound or the grass. I'm not sure. And yeah, so those two are irrelevant. He's just pointing that out to make sure that Tsuki knows that there might be other people who will try to attack her or something. So Tsuki's like, okay, anyway, I'll be going now. And Naruto's like, yeah, okay, see ya, and good luck in your next exam. And Tsuki's like, I bet you're probably gonna be there to watch it. And Naruto's like, yeah, sure, I'll see. And it's not Naruto, it's actually Kyoya. Well, it is Naruto in his disguise. Anyway, 4 days passed. Tsuki was training in these 4 days, and she was able to completely master the flying Raijin to an extent that she could spam it at any moment. So anyway, the exams begin, and it goes pretty much exactly the same, except for Kiba versus Tsuki, because Naruto is not there, and Tsuki took Naruto's place. It's Naruto against, well, I mean, it's a Kiba against Tsuki. So the fight begins with Kiba throwing smoke bombs and Tsuki saying that's not going to work, and then Kiba tries the Fang over Fang, but then Tsuki just teleports away. And the third Hokage is like, wait, what? Hold up, what? And Itachi was like, wait, what? Yes, Itachi was there in his disguise, and Naruto was actually in his black cloak, out, well, watching from a side, well, from the top of the thing, from the roof. I'm joking. He was actually hiding himself, but he could see everything. A ninja technique called hidden leaf style ninja hidden. I don't even know, bro. He was just using a jutsu to hide in his presence and everything, so he could see, and he's like, impressive. She did master after all. Wow, she might be as strong as me. But just saying, Naruto is learning the Rasengan, so technically, yeah, he's way stronger. So, well, when that happened, everyone was pretty stunned. Even Kakashi was. He's like, wait, what? When did she learn that? And the third's like, hey, Itachi, don't tell me Naruto taught your sister how to do this. And Itachi's like, most probably, sorry. And the third's like, no need to be sorry. This is impressive. It's another person who can use the fourth move. Amazing. Just pure amazing. And Kiba was kinda destroyed in pretty quick, and the rest of the exam went the same. So similar to the original. So Gara annihilating Lee. This time Hinata actually got annihilated, but it wasn't Naruto who made the promise. It was Tsuki. Even though she's a prodigy, she works way harder than anyone in there, and she doesn't know she's a prodigy. She is a hard worker, to be honest, but we all know she's a prodigy, and but she doesn't believe to be one because no one has ever told her she's a prodigy, and yeah, and so she's like, fate, destiny doesn't decide your fate, you decide your own fate. And she promises him that she will show him that she's going to be able to beat him. And uh, Sasuke was, I mean, Neji was like, and Uchiha challenging the Hyuga. This shall be an interesting matchup. I'll see you in the exams in a month. And yeah, so now the 1 month training arc begins. And here is where the changes happen. Well, quite a lot of them. Remember how Naruto actually met Jiraiya? Yeah, so technically it shouldn't happen, but once Jiraiya actually arrived at the village, the third Hokage actually called him in to talk to him, talking about how Naruto, what happened to Naruto and everything, and how he's okay, and that he's in the village currently. And Jiraiya decides that he wants to train him, even though he's not taking the Chunin exams. He wants to train him and wants to make him stronger, as long as he's here for, because he's gonna be here for another month or so. So he wants to train him, and he was going out, and then he decided to take to do some research before going searching for Naruto. And this is when both Tsuki and Naruto, Naruto was coming from one side, Tsuki was coming from the other, and Tsuki actually notices this perv, and she's like, you pervert, and basically punches him, and he goes flying, and of course, ironically, he had to fall on top of Naruto, and Naruto's like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, she just punched me out of nowhere for no reason. And she's like, no, you're a perv. I didn't punch you for no reason. Don't spy on women in the bath. And he's like, I'm not perving, I'm just making research. And Naruto, well, Kyoya is like, oh, whatever, let me get out of this situation. And he's trying to tiptoe out of it until both of them notice him. And Tsuki's like, hey, Kyoya. And then it's Jiraiya's like, Naruto. And Naruto's like, fudge! What do I do? This is dangerous. I need to get out of here. And he's like, yeah, I'm good. and literally throws smoke bombs, and he goes off. He's out of it, and he's trying his best to escape. He could use the flying Raijin, but he just doesn't wanna, because he doesn't really have many places to go to except for the training grounds, which Tsuki knows that his seal is there. So if he just teleports somewhere, Tsuki will most probably know that he's there, and she will find him pretty much instantly. So he's like, nah, let me confuse them. And he jumps off a rooftop, and then 100 shadow clones appear, and they all separate, and Tsuki's like, you're not the only one who can do shadow clones, and Jiraiya's like, yeah, same here. And they both do shadow clones, and they all go for Naruto, and Naruto's like, god damn it, I forgot. And what Naruto does is he turns around and says fire style, fireball jutsu, and well, what the real one does it, and he gets rid of 2 shadow clones which were following him, and then he realizes the secret of the shadow clones, so they will know where he is now, and he's like, god damn it. And yeah, so he keeps running, and he's been running the whole day. He's hungry, and he's getting slower because he doesn't want to run anymore, and he decides to confront them. And then once he sees them coming towards him, Naruto's like, so what do you want, you Tsuki, and your name? And he's like, my name is Jiraiya, the Toad Sage. And he's like, okay, pervy sage, okay, well, what do you guys want? And Tsuki's like, he called you Naruto. I knew it, you are Naruto, aren't you? Naruto's like, no, I'm not. I'm Kyoyo. I said it multiple times. Please leave me alone. And Jiraiya's like, oh really? How about this? And basically blitzes Naruto. Naruto couldn't even notice, didn't even see him, and he gets punched in the gut right in the middle of his, you know, where Himawari one tapped him. Yeah, so like, yeah, there. And Naruto's transformation is gone, and he transformed into Naruto. Yeah, so this is when Tsuki was like, wait, does that mean you're in the Akatsuki? And Naruto's like, no, I'm not. I'm just here because I needed to do something. In fact, I don't really care about this village anymore. But that's a lie. And, well, he doesn't care about the villagers. He only likes the village. That, like, only a few people in the village actually treat him okay. Ichiraku Ramen and the third Hokage. And, of course, he doesn't really know about his father yet. So he doesn't really care about the Hokage, except for the third, because the first, second, and fourth didn't really do anything for him because they were dead. And yeah, so he's like, anyway, I gotta go. And Jiraiya holds him and says, well, holds his shoulder and says, how about I train you, Naruto? And Naruto's like, train me? Why? I am pretty strong on my own anyway. It's fine. I don't need the help, your help. And Jiraiya's like, are you sure? Do you not want to learn Sage Mode? And Naruto gets intrigued by this because he did hear about Sage Mode, and he did hear about his stories of the first Hokage knowing Sage Mode and being so overpowered. This is like, Sage Mode. I've only heard stories about it, and then I knew it was real. I guess you know it. And Jiraiya's like, well, I haven't mastered it yet, but I've known it for quite a while. And Naruto's like, then why should I be trained by you if you haven't even mastered it? I'm going. And then Jiraiya's like, wait, do you not want to know the summoning jutsu? And Naruto's like, I already know it. In fact, look. And he summons Gamabunta, and Jiraiya's like, hey yo, Gamabunta, how you doing? And Naruto's like, wait, what? Wait, you know him? And Gamabunta's like, yeah, of course. He's the elder's teacher. I mean, the elder's student. Naruto's like, wait, so he's the one who mastered, well, did the Sage Mode training? And he's like, yeah, of course. I mean, even the fourth Hokage mastered Sage Mode, but he didn't, of course, because all he cares about is doing his research. And Naruto's like, okay, I'll see you later. And Gamabunta's like, yeah, sure. And he goes off. And Tsuki was like confused on what was happening, and she was intrigued by Jiraiya right now, but she was more worried about Naruto and what happened to him. Why is he being like this? Why does he not want to talk to Tsuki like he used to? And the only reason Naruto doesn't want to do that because Naruto doesn't really want to show his true feelings, and he's too embarrassed to do it since he's been here for like nearly a month or two, and he still hasn't come out. Okay, he still hasn't come up to Tsuki saying that he's still alive, he's okay, and plus because he's too scared. Remember, Naruto is an introvert here, so he's not really that outgoing type like in the original. So Naruto actually kinda was intrigued by Jiraiya's training, but then he's like, yeah, I would, but at the same time I can't. I'm on a mission, so I think I'm going to go. And then Tsuki's like, wait, no, how, how about we train together? And this completely was like, oh no, I can't say no. God damn it, this could be an opportunity to regain my friendship with Tsuki, but at the same time, this could affect my mission, my infiltration in the Akatsuki. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Yes. Okay. And Naruto's like, oh no. I said that without thinking. And yeah, so Jiraiya starts the training off on the next day. Naruto finally got some food. He's like, at least I'm getting some food, right? And yeah, so he ate. He goes back to the hotel and tells Itachi this, and Itachi's like, so you're gonna train with Tsuki. Nice. And Naruto was like, no, it's not nice. What if she finds out that I'm with Akatsuki? And then he's like, oh, she doesn't know yet. And Naruto's like, I had to make up an excuse, of course. Then Itachi was like, oh well, just train as hard as possible. It is what it is. And Naruto's like, yeah, sure, okay. The next morning, Naruto wakes up early, and he goes off to the training ground where they're meant to meet up. And Jiraiya decides that they won't be training here, and since well, he wants to train them in Mount Miyoboku since Naruto wants to learn Sage Mode, and Tsuki wants as well since but he will test them first. So they go to Mount Miyoboku, and he's like, okay, so you two, you have to take these two bells away from me, and yeah, we have the whole of Mount Miyoboku to use. Just don't do something reckless and destroy everything. And Naruto's like, what's this? And Tsuki's like, it's basically to see how our teamwork is. And remember, Jiraiya's young. When he was younger, he depended a lot on his team, because remember the three legendary Sanin used to work together. So teamwork is something that he used to depend on quite a bit, since they were a team of three, and they were pretty much the best trio back in the days. So he wants to see if these two can fight together. And yeah, so the test begins, and Naruto's like, alright, Tsuki, you know the flying Gaijin, right? And Tsuki's like, yeah. And Naruto's like, okay, take this. And Tsuki's like, wait, what? And it's basically a different type of kunai, which has a seal, a different one from Tsuki's and Naruto's, and says, we can both teleport to this, just put some of your chakra in it. And Tsuki does, and the seal becomes even stronger. And Naruto's like, okay, now we can both use this seal to teleport in the same place, okay? And Tsuki's like, alright, but we only have one. And Naruto's like, I know the shadow kunai, the kunai shadow clone, it's fine. And Tsuki's like, okay. And Naruto begins by throwing a kunai, and Jiraiya's like, you really think a kunai is gonna work? And Tsuki actually teleports to it straight away, and she already has a Chidori ready. And Jiraiya was stunned because, first of all, Naruto threw it and Tsuki teleported to it. So now, how's that happen then? Flying Gaijin, you threw a kunai, you teleport to it, not the other person. But he was kind of stunned, and he was about to get hit, but he used the substitution jutsu right in time, and Tsuki's like, God damn it, and Naruto's like, it's fine, and basically he got kicked on the well, on the side of his face, but then he turned in crows because that was a substitution as well, and then he reappeared next to Tsuki. Naruto's like, alright, Tsuki, I'll do a fireball jutsu, and I'll try to seal him with it, and then you try to teleport and finish him off, okay? And Tsuki's like, okay, and Naruto doesn't do a fireball jutsu, but he does a a majestic destroyer flame, and it's a flame that it's a different kind of technique. It's not just the normal majestic destroyer flame, but it actually seals the the enemy, the opponent who gets hit by it. He gets sealed like a chakra sealing technique, but it's a seal for the flying Raijin, and he does that, and basically what happens is that Jiraiya barely gets hit by it, but he doesn't notice a seal on him, and this is when Tsuki actually came in, teleported right in front of him, and said, "This is over," and did a Chidori, but of course Jiraiya was able to block it, and then this is when Naruto's like, "Yeah, you're not blocking this one though," and he has a Rasengan ready. He teleported to Jiraiya and shoved it into his chest, and Jiraiya went flying, and Jiraiya's like, just how do you know that technique? And Naruto's like, I learned it on my own. Anyway, is our teamwork good enough? Since we both got a bell? And then Jiraiya realizes that both the bells are gone, and Tsuki took one when she did the Chidori, and Naruto took the last one when he did the Rasengan. Tsuki was trying to get both of them, but she was only able to get one because of Jiraiya being blown back. She wasn't expecting Jiraiya to be blown back that quick, because Jiraiya wasn't expecting this one, and she thought that she would be able to get both of them. She was quick enough, but she was not. And anyway, now we get to the real training. Jiraiya's really impressed and really proud of these two students, and he believes that there might be more than one child of prophecy, or maybe it is just one. One of them might turn rogue. You never know. I mean, it won't happen. Don't worry, guys. Anyway, the training begins. First, Jiraiya wants to ask Tsuki if she wants to learn that technique Naruto just used, and Naruto's like, "Yeah, do you wanna?" And Tsuki's like, "No, I'll stay with my technique, the Chidori. Kakashi the Sensei taught me this, so I'll say I'll keep to myself." And Naruto's like, "Alright, so Jiraiya, Pervy Sage, you said you'll teach me Sage Mode, right?" And Jiraiya's like, "Yeah, I will, but it's not gonna be just you. It's gonna be Tsuki as well. Tsuki, you shall learn the summoning jutsu first. Even though we're in Mount Miyaboku, you can still summon them around here." So Tsuki takes a day to learn it, while Naruto began his training with the toad oil, he began the training with Lord Fukasaku, Pa, Lord Fukasaku, that's his real name. And yeah, so he begins the toad oil training, and he kinda does it, but not fully. And then the next day, Tsuki joins in after having an amazing dinner dinner last night, and breakfast this morning. Amazingness. They were both kind of like, "Oh, we're gonna die before we even get to start the proper training," because Naruto has been told that this is only the start of the training, not the proper training. The proper training will be much harder, and yeah, so they began, and in a week they were actually able to master the toad oil, and then the second week they started doing the other bits. But in 1 month, by the end of this month, Naruto was actually able to master Sage Mode. Yes, that's how overpowered I'm going to make him. Yes, I love making Naruto overpowered. I'm sorry, guys. You let my ASMR. Anyway, so Tsuki was close to mastering it. Jiraiya actually continued his Sage Mode training with Naruto and Tsuki, and he was able to master it within 3 weeks, while Naruto took 4, and he was really impressed. And Tsuki literally, if she just trains for another week, she'll be able to master it. But it is a day before the Chunin exams, and Naruto transforms and he's able to do the reverse summoning jutsu, saying goodbye to Kasaku and Ma and Pa. They call them Ma and Pa now, and they say goodbye. Naruto's actually really made friends with Gamakichi already, and yeah, so they like the toads. That's for sure. And yeah, so this time Naruto is now back, but he has to transform, and he's back into the Kyoyo form. And Tsuki's like, why don't you just be Naruto? And Naruto's like, yeah, I don't like being Naruto in front of these villagers. You know what will happen. And Tsuki's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you on that day. And Naruto's like, it's fine. If you were there, I don't think I'd be this strong now. And Tsuki was like, true, but I should have been there for you when you needed me the most. And Naruto's like, it's fine. Go get a rest. Tomorrow's your training exams. It's the finals, right? You do want to beat Neji. And Tsuki basically hugs him, saying, will you come and watch me? And Naruto's like, yeah, sure. No, of course I will. And then she leaves, and Naruto was ecstatic. He got a hug from Tsuki. It's been how many years? 6 since he's been able to hang out with Tsuki, and now he got a hug from her. Mad. He was gassed. My guy was like, yes, I'm gonna go celebrate. Yeah, he went to ramen. He went to Ichiranku ramen. He had some, and then the next day arrived. He went to sleep, of course. He did tell. Just saying, Naruto hasn't started his Rasengan change of chakra nature thing yet. He hasn't started it yet because he doesn't know about it yet. He just learned the Rasengan recently, like a month ago, and he doesn't know that it's an unfinished. Well, he was told that it was an unfinished jutsu, and he wants to master it. So he will master it. Well, he will master change of chakra nature and chakra transformation with Itachi. He did ask him the night before the Chunin exams, and Itachi said, sure, I'll train you in that. I know how to do it. And Naruto's like, thank you. And they go sleep. The next morning, they wake up early, and they both want to go watch. Well, Naruto's more into Tsuki, so he just wants to go chill on Tsuki, while he wants to go and see Sasuke and Tsuki, how they do. And just saying, Itachi has been kind of stalking Sasuke. Sasuke has noticed, well, by stalking I mean just watching his training. Sasuke has noticed, but he thinks he's just an Anbu. And yeah, so then the next day arrives, and the first fight is Tsuki against Neji. Tsuki begins the fight by saying, Neji, I shall change your ways. And Neji's like, yeah, sure, go on. I'll destroy you any day. And Tsuki begins by throwing a kunai, and then saying fire style, fireball jutsu. And there's something different about this fireball jutsu. It's something that Naruto noticed, something that the third Hokage noticed, something that Itachi noticed, and a few other Jonin who know a bit of sealing techniques, but the rest didn't. And all the people who actually noticed, they're like, except for Naruto, they're like, that's so impressive. This should not be a Genin technique. This should at least be a Jonin technique. Being able to add a sealing formula to a fireball jutsu, this is advanced. This is an advanced technique. How does a Genin know this? And they don't know she's been training with Naruto and Jiraiya. And Naruto smiles and says, Tsuki's gonna win this in less than 5 minutes. And then Neji's like, no, you don't. And he does his palm rotation, which actually nullifies Tsuki's technique. And Tsuki's like, no worries. And then teleports behind Neji, because Neji was expecting something like that. So what he did is that he went back into his, palm rotation, but Tsuki wasn't really trying to attack him. Before he actually went back into his palm rotation, she was able to throw a kunai, which then he actually saw, and Tsuki said, gotcha. And Neji knew that he was dead. he's done for. Tsuki teleports inside of the palm rotation, and Neji tries to jump back, stopping straight away, and tries to jump back, but it was too late, and Tsuki did a Chidori right into his chest, which she actually put less chakra in it, so it wouldn't penetrate his chest and kill him. He just paralyzed him, which won her the fight straight away. It hasn't even been a minute, and Naruto's like, guess I was underestimating her. Less than a minute, and the fight was pretty much over in 40 seconds. And everyone was cheering on Tsuki, and the feudal lords were really happy to see that someone else knew such a strong technique. Because they didn't know about the flying Raijin being known by other people, except for the fourth and the second Hokage. But now that they know, and Uchiha knows it, even though they don't trust them much, they believe that this Uchiha they can trust since she's a woman, and she wouldn't do much to the village. That's what they think. But if she had to, she would, but of course she wouldn't, because she's Tsuki, and I made the character. So. Anyway, the next fight begins, and it's I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty relevant. Let's just skip to Shikamaru's fight, which pretty much went the same as per normal. And yeah, so the next fight is Sasuke versus Gaara. I'll just skip to the end, and this fight is really different because Sasuke has the free-to-wear Sharingan here, and he's much more overpowered. But he doesn't know about Gaara's all of Gaara's techniques, and he doesn't know about the village being gonna get the village is gonna get attacked. So what happens here is that the fight begins, and Sasuke was actually doing really good by using all his taijutsu techniques, and actually being so strong that he could actually crack the impenetrable defense, the ultimate defense, Gaara's sand defense, the one that his mother gave him. And some people think it's Shukaku. No, it's not. It's his mother's. Anyway, he actually cracks it, and then Sasuke decides that he should use the Chidori, even though he doesn't. It's not like the original Chidori. It's actually different. Sasuke does a fireball jutsu and then does the Chidori, which Tsuki was confused on why he did that. Oh, sorry guys, I kind of slapped the phone into my mouth. No, not into it, onto my lips. Anyway, Sasuke absorbed his fireball jutsu with the Chidori, and Tsuki was really impressed and happy for her brother, because he mastered a technique that even she didn't think of. And Kakashi was like, there it is. That's the technique he made up himself. It's an amazing technique, not gonna lie. Maybe I should learn it as well. And Tsuki's like, this is amazing. And Kakashi doesn't know about Tsuki's how Tsuki won, just that she won. He kind of expected her to use the flying Raijin, but he doesn't know yet. Anyway, Sasuke actually penetrates Sara's sand dome thing and stabs him in the shoulder, and Gaara goes rampage mode, which he pisses him off, and Gaara goes all out, saying that I'll kill all of yous. And then basically Temari and sorry guys, Temari and Kankuro came in and said, follow us, Gaara, we'll show you what you should transform. And Gaara was like, I'll kill all of them, even you guys. And they're like, just follow us, Gaara. And basically Gaara follows them, and this is when Sasuke is like, where are you running? I'm going to beat you. And basically follows them because he doesn't want them to take his fight away. He's really prideful here. And this is where everyone gets put on their genjutsu, except for Naruto, Itachi, the third Hokage, the Kage, Orochimaru, and the third Hokage. Itachi doesn't get put on genjutsu, same as the Jonin that are immune to it, and Sakura is immune. She wanted to go with them, and what happened is that Tsuki and Sakura were given the mission, and of course Tsuki's like, hey Shikamaru, you gonna come as well? There's no point of trying to fake it. And Shikamaru was like, god damn it, I got found out. And Tsuki's like, yeah, so us three will go. And then Naruto came as well, and he's like, how about you let me go as well? and Kakashi was there, and Huma Yubi, and Naruto's like, well, Naruto was in his Kyoya form, and he's like, let's just say I am a shinobi, and Kakashi declines until Tsuki's like, don't worry, he's actually really strong. In fact, I'd say he's stronger than me, and that kind of baffled Kakashi. He's like, there's a random shinobi who doesn't even have a headband, who's wearing normal clothes, he's doesn't even have he doesn't understand who he is, and Naruto's like, alright, let's go. I'm a sensory ninja, I can sense where they went, and they go off, and Kakashi was like, wait, I didn't say yes to this, and it was too late, and he didn't even summon Pakun to show them the way, because Naruto already knew the way because of his sensory abilities. So yeah, the team goes, and just saying, Naruto is leading them, and Naruto can feel people behind them, and this time what happens is that while they were going, Naruto actually turned around and said fire style, fireball jutsu, and since they were in the woods, I'm sure you've all seen the bell test with Minato, Kakashi, Rin, and Obito. You know how Obito's one looked in the forest and Minato dodged it. Yeah, it's like that, just that he kind of incinerated the other ninjas because they weren't expecting it, and it was too big for them to even jump out of the way. So they got incinerated, and this time Shikamaru didn't have to stay, and now Kankuro appears, and Naruto's like, alright then, let's beat him first. And then Shino appears, and he's like, let me take him on, you guys keep going. And Naruto didn't really know, and Tsuki's like, are you sure, Shino? And Shino's like, you just keep going. And they go off, and they're like, where are you going? And basically he was about to use a puppet on them, but then Shino's bugs came in the way, and he's like, I'm your opponent right now. I didn't really get to fight in the Chunin exams today. So now it's Temari, and of course she's already injured by the fight against Shikamaru, and the Shikamaru's like, I'll take her on. And then Tsuki's like, no, it's fine, we'll beat her together, we need you in the last fight. And Shikamaru's like, why? And then Tsuki's like, I already know your shadow possession jutsu is really strong. And Naruto agrees and says, alright, I'll take her on, you guys keep going, just keep going straight for now. And basically they don't know it's Naruto, it's Kyoya here, and Naruto basically says, okay, so I guess you're a wind user, aren't you? And Temari's like, yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock, that's what she says. And Naruto's like, well, I guess we'll find out who's the stronger wind user. And Temari was like, what? And Temari was like, a wind user from the leaf. I've heard that not many leaf shinobi have the wind release. Impressive. This shall be a good fight. And Naruto's like, yeah, you've already lost. And two shadow clones appear behind Temari, and they both have a kunai. Well, one has a kunai behind her head, one has it in front of her neck. And so, they both say, one more move. Move your muscles. Move anything. A finger and you'll die. And Temari let her fan go. He actually penetrated the ground, and she's like, okay, I'll give up, because she knows that she has no no chance. And Naruto's like, and just saying, if you were to fight me, I'd destroy you any day. And Temari's like, sharp. And Naruto goes on, catches up with the others way too quick for them. They didn't even make a mile, and he's already there. And they're like, wait, you already beat her? And Naruto's like, yeah, well, we kind of annihilated her. And Shikamaru's like, but how? And he's like, no, she didn't notice that I already had two shadow clones behind her, and then my two shadow clones are kind of holding her in place. And also with Shino, there's a shadow clone helping him as well. And yeah, so now they arrive to the scene of Sasuke being in his curse mark 1 state and getting obliterated. You see, new vocabulary, obliterated by Gaara, who is in half Shikaku form, and then he gets basically Gaara holds Sasuke with his Shikaku arm and squeezes hard enough to break Sasuke's bones, ribs, arms, and then throws him to the ground. And Sakura actually goes, but then Gaara's like, "Where are you going? I will kill you too." And basically, he uses basically the sand that was left by when he was transforming into half Shikaki form on the ground. He uses that sand to actually impale Sakura in the chest. He didn't kill Sakura, luckily, because he didn't get her completely. He actually got her a bit to the side, so to her, a bit on her shoulder, not fully on the chest, and she was on the ground. And Naruto's like, "God damn it, we're going to have to fight on trees. If we're on the ground, we'll get destroyed." And Tsuki's like, "Exactly, Shikamaru, can you use your shadow possession on trees?" And Shikamaru's like, "Yes, I can, but it'll be a bit harder. I'll have to concentrate a bit more, so I cannot. So you guys have to make an opening for me." And Naruto's like, "No problem." And basically, Tsuki and Naruto tag team against Gaara. Gaara stands no chance against those two, because Naruto could even use Sage mode right now, because he already has a Shadow Clone ready to already absorbing Sage, nature energy, not Sage chakra, nature energy, and he could just use it straight away, but he doesn't wanna, because he wants to see if he can, because he wants to save Gaara, because if Gaara is like this, any Akatsuki member can capture him and seal him away. So he fights until basically Gaara goes into his full Shikaku state and basically slaps Tsuki, which Naruto actually blocked most of it, so he got injured quite a bit there. And Tsuki was like, "Why Naruto?" And basically they're on the ground now, and basically Tsuki got impaled by a sand a spear of sand on the ground, and yeah, on her shoulder, and Tsuki was bleeding, and Naruto's like, "Alright, I'll take this on." And then he sees the one massive tail slapping Shikamaru away, and yeah, so they're pretty injured right now, all of them. Sakura's on the ground bleeding, Tsuki's on the ground bleeding, Sasuke's completely out with broken ribs bleeding. Shikamaru is not bleeding as much, but he has a few broken ribs, and his arm's broken, so he can't help. And Naruto's like, and he stands up, and his transformation's gone right there. And Shikamaru wasn't really out cold; he could still see, and with one arm, he was one arm and two legs, he was able to stand on his knees, and he looked. And then he saw one blonde kid with blue eyes, whiskers, someone that reminded him of a kid that used to be hated in the village. And he didn't really hate him. He actually wanted to be his friend, but he never really got a chance to. And yeah, so he realizes who that is. It's actually Shikamaru. I mean, it's actually Shikamaru. I mean, it's actually Naruto, because he actually knew who he was, but he never really made friends with him. He wanted to, but he didn't. And now that he knows who he is, he's like, "It's that kid again." So he didn't really leave the village. He doesn't know he actually did. Well, he got kidnapped technically. Anyway, Naruto stands on a tree and slams his hand down, saying summoning jutsu, and just saying all his shadow clones got kind of obliterated at the same time when he got smacked. And Suki's actually watching. And Gamabunta's there is like, "What happened, kid? Why are you bleeding?" And he's like, "We have to beat him. Don't have much chakra." And they start fighting. Of course, the fight goes pretty much similarly, with Naruto trying to convince Gaara, and he's screaming out to him that he's been through the same pain. Everyone hated him. He had no friends, but he still became strong. He persevered. With hard work, you can get anything. And in the end, he still transforms Gamabunta into the Nine Tails, because he doesn't know how the Nine Tails looks, because he has tapped into his head a few times, into his mind. And yeah, so Naruto is able to headbutt his way through Gaara. And while that was happening, Orochimaru was actually fighting the third Hokage, but of course, the Sand 4 actually, you know how the Sand 4 did the barrier thing? Yeah, one of them got knocked out by Itachi, and Itachi went in the barrier and said, Orochimaru, you shall die today, and basically used the Totsuka blade to seal him away. His eyes were bleeding, and he was coughing pretty hard, and he was ill, and the third Hokage kind of got saved, and he promises him that he will find Tsunade to heal him, and Itachi was grateful. He's like, okay, and yeah, because Itachi doesn't want Naruto to feel the pain of losing someone close to him, because he thinks of Naruto like a little brother to him. So he kind of likes him, he kind of loves him at the same time, and he knows that if he died, Naruto really would have no one to lead him the way that he has to go, and he believes that he should survive to show Naruto the way, since he's been in the Akatsuki since the age of 6, and if he's gone, people would, Obito, Tobi and Zetsu, and the leaders of the Akatsuki would just brainwash him to become a machine, and then in the end just seal him away. So he doesn't want that to happen. That's why he's like, okay, I'll take you on that offer. And while that was happening, basically Kakashi actually arrived at the scene, because he saw he could hear massive explosions, and then he saw that everyone was on the ground. They weren't really injured as much as Naruto, because Naruto, Jesus, he was more than injured, bro. Like, man had all his bones broken. He was bleeding, and on the ground there was a massive pond of blood with Naruto's blood, and he turns him around and realizes who he is, and it's the fourth Hokage's son, and basically is that I can't show this to anyone. So basically what he does is that he actually calls for backup, and then leaves. He does this reverse summoning jutsu to the Hokage's to where the Hokage was, because he knows where the Hokage is, since he kinda saw Itachi, and the Hokage is like, okay, I'll explain everything, but let's heal Naruto first. And then basically everyone else got saved as well, and yeah, that's where I'm going to end it off. I hope you'll enjoyed this part. This is the King of Weebs here, and hope you are all safe. I am back on YouTube. I shall do 1 or 2 videos a day. It depends on my mood. Today, the first video didn't really do too well, so that's why I really wanted to make a second one. And anyways, please subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. Let me open this window. Also, follow Shokiro on Instagram, amazing artist, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Join my Discord server. All links in the description below. We're nearly on 200 members on the Discord server, and please like, share, and subscribe. Also comment, because if you guys comment or like, that's a way for me to understand that you guys like the video, because I could get views or I could not get views. Let's say a video gets like 10k views on my, okay, you got 10k views, but it doesn't mean everyone liked it. So the more comments I get telling me if I should change this and that, add this and that, and the more likes, I can tell that you guys are liking it. And I do take recommendations and also improvements. Like, one person asked me to put Tsuki in different what ifs, and I have done that. So if you guys want something to be changed in a what if, or in the next future what if you want something in it, I shall do that if I believe the idea is pretty smart and logical and interesting. So the more interesting ideas I get, the more videos you guys will get, because I will start doing Dragon Ball what ifs soon as well. I hope you still support me if I do Dragon Ball what ifs and Naruto what ifs, because I won't stop with the Naruto what ifs. I'll never stop with that. It's just because I want to expand the fan base, because just one anime, it could get boring with everyone else and me as well. So I know Dragon Ball doesn't really have as much detail as Naruto, because you know how Naruto had some arcs that really were important to Naruto's development and everyone's development. I know it's not like that, but Dragon Ball is an amazing series. If you guys haven't watched that, we're on quarantine, summer vacations. I recommend you guys to watch it right now. It's an amazing series. Watch from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super. GT, you can miss that, but personally, I love GT. I know it's really underrated. People don't really like it because it doesn't really make that much sense, but it is what it is. Anyways, let me stop blabbing on. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. And anyways, my ducklings, you're off for the day, off duty. Have a nice day. Have some ice cream. Go out with your friends. Do whatever. Watch some Gentai and the peace.